Colorado Rockies opening day baseball against the San Diego Padres for the home opener of the 2020 season. I'm Ben Kuchner-Kavich of Purple Row, bringing you this telecast and letting you know that we are not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies. But we are bringing you today's game. Chris Paddock gets the start for the San Diego Padres, and both teams are coming off a little bit of forgettable seasons, as you see Jon Gray warming up for the Rockies. Rockies finishing 71 and 91, not where they want to be, and they're looking to prove this season that last year was the fluke, and that 2017 and 18, those back-to-back postseason years, were the real Colorado Rockies. It's a very similar squad for the Rockies this year, but they're looking to prove that they can get right back to contention. Chris Paddock on the hill for the Padres last year, 140 and 2/3 innings, struck out 153. It's a very impressive campaign for Paddock. And he will face David Dahl at .302 with 15 home runs in an injury-shortened campaign in 2019. First pitch from Paddock is a fastball taken high. First-round pick in the 2012 draft was David Dahl by the Rockies. Proved last year that he can be an all-star. Made the all-star team after a very good first half, but unfortunately, season ended by injury. Swung on and grounded foul. That was a changeup at 82 miles per hour. Quickly in an 0-2 count is Dahl. Pitch from Paddock. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and in, really tied up Dahl, and that's going to be a quick out number one on 3 pitches for Chris Paddock.
The shortstop, Trevor Story.
Coaching staff this year under manager Bud Black for the Rockies as Trevor Story steps in. We have Dave Magadan, the hitting coach, Mike Redmond, the bench coach. Pitching coach is Steve Foster. Third base coach Stu Cole. First base coach Ron Gideon. Here's a 1-0 to Story. And that is a breaking ball that goes low. 4 seasons for Trevor Story. He's hit 123 home runs. Another great all-star campaign for Story last season. Here's the 2-0 offering, and that is a fastball at 97 miles per hour taken high as we look at today's umpires. Mike Fillmore behind the plate, first base Rusty Valentine. Here's the 2-1 to Story. Paddock into his motion, and check swing, strike on the inside corner. Count evens at 2. We'll take a look at the rest of the opening day lineup for the Rockies in a moment. But otherwise on the bench this year making the cut, Elias Diaz. He's going to be Kyle Freeland's everyday catcher. He made the backup catcher role this year. Story swings and misses at a high fastball, and that's quickly 2 strikeouts for Paddock, the first 2 batters he faces. Also making the roster, Raimel Tapia will be largely the 4th outfielder for the Rockies this year. Sam Hilliard impressed very much in the 2019 campaign in his brief call-up, and he earned his first opening day nod. I'll bring up Charlie Blackmon, batting third, playing right field today. And he takes first pitch, fastball high in the zone for a strike. One to Blackmon is swung on and grounded to first. Hosmer's got it. He steps on the bag, and that'll retire the side. We're through a half inning at Petco Park, scoreless. Jon Gray making his opening day start. 3.84 ERA in a much improved 2019 campaign. 150 strikeouts in 150 innings. Unfortunately, the season ended due to injury. Spoke to Jon Gray a little bit over this spring is Juan Lagares, a minor league deal, but a major league contract, as he made the team out of spring training steps in. Sam Bradfield, managing editor at Purple Row, was able to talk to John Gray at spring training as I was unable to be there. And Gray said he has a couple goals this year. He wants to pitch 200 innings. He wants to strike out 200 batters. Something he has not done before. He wants to do it this season. 0-1 offering to Lagares. It's taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tony Wolters back behind the plate, the opening day catcher. There's a pitch outside with a slider, 2-1 the count. Following Gray in the rotation this year are Herman Marquez, Kyle Freeland, Antonio Senzatella, and Chichi Gonzalez. There's a swing and a ground ball foul down the third base line. Juan Lagares, member of the New York Mets, patrolled center field for quite a long time. And there's a swing and a foul out of play. 97 mile per hour on that fastball for Gray. Gray into his motion. The 2-2 pitch is breaking ball low and outside. Count goes full. Eric Hosmer, the first baseman, waiting on deck. Hosmer, in his first 2 seasons in San Diego, is looking for a rebound campaign in his third. Full count pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That is out number 1, first strikeout of the day for John Gray. 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Chris Paddock. Now we have John Gray collecting his first here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's Eric Hosmer. He swings at the first pitch, right down the middle, and it's fouled out of play. Hosmer at .265 with 22 home runs, 99 runs batted in last season. An 0-1 pitch. That's low and away with the fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Opening day bullpen for the Rockies this year. Looks like Wade Davis will be the closer. Scott Oberg, Jairo Diaz, Carlos Estevez. There's a high fly ball to right. Going back on it is Blackman. He's at the track, and he will make a nice running catch just in front of the wall. That is out number 2.
Batting third, the left fielder,
Tommy Pham, newest member, one of the newest members of the San Diego Padres, involved in a trade with the Tampa Bay Rays. First pitch to Pham is taken just a bit high, ball 1. So 2 guys who normally roam the outfield we've seen quite a bit of for the Padres are Hunter Renfroe and Manuel Margot. No longer, as both are now with the Rays. As Pham pops one up, second baseman McMahon under it, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for John Gray. And we are scoreless, both sides hitless after an inning. Nolan Arenado stepping in for his first plate appearance of the 2020 campaign. Hit .315, 41 home runs, 118 runs batted in. Another stellar campaign for the stellar third baseman of the Colorado Rockies. First pitch from Paddock to kick off the second is a breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 1. Wanted to talk about some rule changes that are coming to the MLB, to Major League Baseball in the 2020 season. We'll pick it up after this 0-1 offering. There's a fastball taken inside, ball 1. One of the rules is the 3-batter minimum rule. Mostly affects left-handed relievers who tended to come in and only pitch against 1 batter for matchups, as Arenado swings and misses. But now there's a 3-batter minimum this year. All pitchers must pitch to a minimum of 3 batters or the end of a half inning. Doesn't really impact the Rockies that much. The only reliever that made the bullpen out of spring training this year, who's left-handed, was Jake McGee. Arenado takes a pitch low and away, and the count evens at 2. James Pazos, the other candidate, but he was optioned to AAA. Swing and a miss. Already the 3rd strikeout for Paddock as Arenado goes down by way of the K. I'll bring up Daniel Murphy. Hit .279 with 13 home runs last season. Got off to a slow start, and things got better as the season went on, but as Bud Black said this offseason, we're going to be looking at a different Daniel Murphy this year. First pitch, check swing. Home plate umpire says that he went too far. And that is strike one. 0-1 delivery is again swung on and missed, breaking ball in the dirt. And it's quickly 0-2 on Murphy. Other new rules this year in Major League Baseball, the injured list and option period is changed for pitchers. It's back to 15 days for the injured list period for pitchers, and the option period is also extended to 15 days. Does not impact position players, however. 0-2 delivery is low and away with the fastball. 1-2. Of course, we also have 26-man rosters now that will go up to 28 in September instead of 40. As Murphy fouls it out of play. Teams can only carry a maximum of 13 pitchers. Rockies tend to do that anyway before this rule went into effect. And once you get back to the postseason, it'll go back to 26. Man on the roster is a swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Ball gets away, throw down, and got him. That is out number 2. Already the 4th strikeout for Paddock. That one wasn't achieved as easily as the others. Here's Ryan McMahon for his first plate appearance of the new campaign. .250 with 24 home runs last year. His first season of seeing really regular playing time. First pitch to McMahon is a breaking ball over for a strike. The 0-1 offering is swung on and grounded foul. Quickly 0-2 on McMahon. Paddock already with 4 strikeouts, and he's got McMahon where he wants him now in an 0-2 hole. Here's the pitch, and it's low and in.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
We're also looking at the two-way player rule. So if a player pitched 20 innings and made 20 starts as a position player or a designated hitter the year prior, that means that he can be designated as a two-way player. Shohei Ohtani did not do that last year as he was returning from Tommy John surgery and did not pitch. He only batted. As McMahon takes a strike on the outside corner, and that is the 5th strikeout for Paddock. We go to the bottom of the second. Tatis Jr., Machado, Myers due up for the Padres. Here's Fernando Tatis Jr. with a rookie campaign that was cut short in 2019. First pitch from Gray is taken for a strike. Wanted to finish that thought before we went to the break on Ohtani. Ohtani did not pitch last year, but he has been granted an exemption, so he will be considered a two-way player. Angels say they expect him to come back sometime in mid-May. So pitch low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Also, position players pitching, there's a new rule. I guess not everyone liked it as much as I did. It's a strike on the outside corner. But now position players may only pitch if a team is winning or losing by 6 or more runs, and also, or if the game goes into extra innings. We saw Ian Desmond pitch an inning last year. It's the 1-2 offering to Tatis really tied him up with a fastball inside. That's strike 3. And Gray has out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
The third baseman,
But that new rule about the position players pitching looks like it won't change that much for the Rockies. Bud Black didn't really enjoy seeing his position players take the hill too much anyway. Here's Manny Machado. He takes first pitch slider for a strike.
0-1's the count.
.256 with 32 home runs in Machado's first season here in San Diego. So breaking ball low, 1 ball, 1 strike. So we'll be seeing Juan Lagares as one of the new outfielders, along with Tommy Pham for the Padres, and Trent Grisham. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Machado. Trent Grisham acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers, along with Zach Davies. With Luis Urias going over to the Milwaukee Brewers. Swung on and grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. It's the first hit of the game for either side. It's a 1-out single here in the bottom of the second for Manny Machado. Just going to bring up Will Myers, 239 with 18 home runs last year, and still is a member of the San Diego Padres. There were rumors of him being involved in a potential swap with the Red Sox for for Mookie Betts during the offseason. Betts eventually being traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'll see him in our next series as we continue the trip throughout the state of California and go up to LA next. First pitch to Myers, Rocky's killer throughout his career, is a slider inside, ball one. Myers 14 for 37 with 3 home runs in his career against John Gray. That's just par for the course with Myers against Rockies pitchers. Here's the 1-0. And swung on and missed. Fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 offering. Swung on and lifted in the air to right. Blackman going back. He's got a beat on it. Comes in, makes the catch. And that is out number 2.
Batting seventh, the second baseman, Brian Dozier.
They'll bring up Brian Dozier, a new member of the San Diego Padres this year. Ian Kinsler retiring, so Dozier will take over at second base as the Friar gets the crowd excited. Dozier, a member of the World Series winning Washington Nationals in 2019. Here's the 0-1, and it is taken for a strike. Dozier had to settle for a minor league deal, as did Juan Lagares, as we mentioned earlier. Both players did make the team out of spring training, though. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. We're through 2 innings now, scoreless between the Rockies and Padres at Petco Park on opening day. Ian Desmond bats in as we kick off the top of the third. .255 with 20 home runs last year. Desmond looks to start the season starting against both right-handed pitchers and left-handers. His first pitch low and away, ball 1. Desmond, the third round pick way back in the 2004 draft by the Montreal Expos. It was a fastball just a bit outside, 2-0 on Desi. .2-0 pitch. It's breaking ball low, 3 balls, no strikes. Tony Walters waiting on deck. So Desmond has the first 3-0 count of the day for the Rockies. We do not have a base runner yet through the first 6 batters against Paddock. And there's a strike on the lower inner corner. Make it 3-1. Desmond absolutely crushes left-handed pitching. So you will definitely see him start against lefties. At the moment, he is starting against righties, but Bud Black has shown a willingness to potentially consider him for more of a bench role. And there's a changeup for a strike on the lower portions of the zone, and the count goes from 3-0 to 3-2 on Desmond. .3-2 offering. Swung on and grounded foul at the plate. Paddock into his motion, and a swing and a miss at a high fastball. That is out number 1. And already the 6th strikeout for Paddock today.
The catcher, number 14, Tony Walters.
Take a look at some of the funny swings he has induced from Rockies hitters today. So Arenado, Murphy. There he is, getting McMahon on a called third strike. There's Desmond going down on strikes as well. Tony Walters gets his first at-bat of the year. Hit .262 with 1 home run last year. Was noted for being the only player with as many at-bats as he did to not record a single barrel, according to MLB StatCast. First pitch fastball low, ball 1.
That's Walters.
That's high, 2-0. Tony Walters looks to be the everyday catcher this year. We will see Elias Diaz get in there as Kyle Freeland's personal catcher, though. So we'll see him in a couple of days. Swung on and lifted in the air to left. Diving attempt and not able to make the catch out there is Pham. That ball's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Walters is going to cruise into second, and he's on his way to third. He's sliding in there safely. Tony 3 bags. That's a triple for Tony Walters. Copyright at Tyler Q in Utah on Twitter for that nickname. So we got a runner at third with 2 outs now for John Gray. Sorry, 1 out for John Gray. Pham may be trying to make an impression to his new San Diego hometown. Laying out for that ball. That was a bit of a mistake as it got past him and all the way to the wall. It's 0-2 on John Gray now is the count. And there's a swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That is out number 2, and it'll leave it up to David Dahl as Paddock collects his 7th strikeout of the game already.
David Dahl.
Dahl struck out his first time up, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Center fielder David Dahl this year was anointed that title pretty early in spring training, as well as the leadoff hitter. Breaking ball down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And swing and a miss. Strike 2. From the stretch is Paddock with a 1-2 count into his motion. The pitch. It's fastball outside. Count evens at 2. Two-two offering. Swung on and lifted in the air to right. That's going to hook foul to the seats. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 8 strikeouts through 3 innings for Chris Paddock. We're scoreless. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Nolan Arenado and Jeff Bridich this offseason.
Leading up for the Padres, the catcher.
Francisco Mejia leads off the bottom of the 3rd against John Gray. Catcher takes first pitch strike. So back on December 11 of 2019, John Morosi of MLB.com made the first tweet that we know about the Rockies and trade talks with Nolan Arenado's name. And there was much debate over how much credence to give to those rumors. Pick it up after this 1-1 pitch that's outside. Over a month later, back on January 20, Jeff Bridich broke his silence and said he was no longer going to be exploring trades involving Arenado. Said the Rockies had been listening to teams, but decided just to go forth with Arenado as their 3rd baseman. Well, Arenado issued his response as well. 3-1 is swung on and fouled. Arenado sent the following text messages to Patrick Saunders and Thomas Harding of the Denver Post and MLB.com, respectively. Pick it up after this 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4, he walked him. That's going to bring up a bunting situation for Chris Paddock. So here are the quotes of Arenado's quotes from his text messages. He said, "There's a lot of disrespect from people there that I don't want to be a part of." You can quote that. You ask what I thought of Jeff's quotes, and I say I don't care what people say around there. There's a lot of disrespect. No, I won't get into the details. I'm not mad at the trade rumors. There's more to it. End quote. As Chris Paddock pops up a bunt, and that's going to be caught right there by Tony Wolters for a very quick out number 1. That will bring up Juan Lagares, who struck out his first time up. Runner on first, 1 out. It's a walk to Francisco Mejia. First pitch, strike on the lower portions of the zone. Arenado went a step further when he sent a text to ABC7 in Denver and said, quote, "Jeff is very disrespectful. I never talk trash or anything. I play hard, keep my mouth shut, but I can only get crossed so many times," end quote. Swung on and lifted in the air to left by Lagares. That's going to hook foul. It's quickly 0-2. The last we heard from Bridich was that he said he would respond to Arenado's comments soon. As there's a fly ball to right, Blackman going back. He's got it measured, makes the catch for out number 2. The latest we heard from Bridich, though, who said he would respond to the comments, was no comment, was what he said during spring training. Eric Hosmer get his second at bat of the day. With 2 outs, runner on first. And the pitch is low and away, ball 1. So all that we've heard from the latest with Nolan Arenado and Jeff Bridich is that they've acknowledged each other, give kind of the head nod when they see each other in spring training. But no meetings have really taken place between the two, and it's hard. It's from all that we have been able to glean, there has been no sit-down formal resolution to this conflict. And Arenado has gone about his business this spring. Bridich has gone on about his until the clubs closed their doors due to the coronavirus outbreak. There's a breaking ball up and in on Hosmer. Count evens at 2. So it seems like there's a bit of a disconnect between player and GM, but both sides going about their business. Two-two pitch to Hosmer is outside and the count goes full. So there. Spent this bottom of the 3rd inning talking about Arenado and Bridich and that off-season awkwardness. Now we don't have to talk about it anymore. That's great. 3-2 pitch to Hosmer's high and away, ball 4. It's the second walk of the inning for Gray.
Now batting, the left fielder, Tommy Pham.
And that will bring up Tommy Pham. Popped out his first time up. And the first pitch is a fastball high and away. Tommy Pham, as we mentioned, member of the Rays and Cardinals. He takes a strike. One pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air, foul. And it is 1-2 on Tommy Pham. 1-2 pitch. Outside, count evens at 2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Gray works out of trouble. And we are through 3 innings still scoreless. We have big hitters due up for the Rockies in the 4th. Trevor Story leads off the top of the 4th inning. He struck out his first time up. Pitch number 45 of the day from Paddock is a breaking ball outside, ball 1. .1-0 offering is outside, 2-0. swing and a miss at the changeup, 2-1 the count. So on these broadcasts, you might hear me mention a little bit about some advanced metrics. And some of you might be rolling your eyes at this, but I thought I'd give a little bit of a primer on what we might discuss in terms of advanced metrics here in the fourth inning. We'll pick it up after this 2-2 offering to Story. That is just a bit high and the count goes full. So the reason we're talking about advanced metrics, we'll talk about batting average, runs batted in, we'll talk about pitcher wins on here. But it has been revealed that if you're trying to predict future success, those are not the stats with which to do it. Story grounds foul. So there have been more statistics that have been able to capture more of what we can actually predict for future success from players. As the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. It is the 9th strikeout of the day for Paddock, who's really got it going today. So a statistic for pitchers we like to look at is fielding independent pitching, which, as you can imagine by its name, is independent of fielding. So we look at strikeouts, walks, and home runs, the things that a pitcher conceivably can control. It's weighted the same way as ERA, so if you see a 280 ERA and a 280 FIP, those are both good numbers. Charlie Blackmon grounded out his first time up. Takes first pitch strike. Now, I'm no sabermetrician, so I don't want to lead you astray in terms of my explanations here, but I do think this is valuable information to look at. 0-1 to Blackmon is low and away. There's also for batters weighted runs created plus, which you can find on fangraphs.com, which looks at 100 as a normal value. Then players with a value higher have an above average mark, below average for players with a mark lower than 100. Strike in the inside corner. It also takes a look at park factors. Now, I personally happen to think it's a bit unfair in terms of its park factors for the Rockies. Of course, it is the easiest, quote-unquote easiest, to hit at Coors Field out of all the ballparks in Major League Baseball. But I think it might take it in a little bit too far of a direction personally. And also, what WRC Plus does, Weighted Runs Created Plus, is it looks at half of your at-bats at home, and then half of your at-bats as being at a neutral ballpark. So it doesn't really factor in what you're looking at in terms of your at-bats away. Here's a 2-2 to Blackmon. It's outside, and the count goes full with Arenado waiting on deck. I'm sure you've heard of wins above replacement, and some say it's a flawed stat, and they may be correct. And I'll tell you why after this 3-2 pitch. Swung on and pulled foul. There are 3 versions of it, so obviously not everyone agrees on how wins above replacement should be calculated. You have Baseball Reference, Fangraphs, and Baseball Prospectus, the 3 calculations, so that they're in their own way. As Blackmon strikes out at a pitch above the zone, that's the 10th strikeout now for Paddock. We're not even done with the 4th inning yet.
Nolan Arenado.
Here's Nolan Arenado, getting his second plate appearance of the day. Check swing at the first pitch. It's a strike anyway, 0-1. Arenado struck out his first time up, like so many other Rockies in this starting order today. Here's the 0-1 offering. And that's in for a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Arenado. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul out of play. So when you look at different versions of WAR, Fangraphs likes to look at it for pitchers in terms of fielding independent pitching, while Baseball Reference looks more at the runs allowed per 9 innings as there's a pitch in the dirt. What I like the best is Baseball Prospectus's version of WAR. I'll tell you why after this 1-2, which is swung on and fouled. It looks at something called deserved runs created plus for hitters and deserved run average minus for pitchers. 1-2 to Arenado. Is inside coming in at 2. So just like weighted runs created plus, deserved runs created plus is just a different calculation. I think it's more fair to Rockies hitters. It's the same way. 100 is league average. Above that is above average. Below that is below average. But it goes on a per plate appearance basis. As Arenado swings, lifts a high fly ball to left center field. Back is Pham. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run for Nolan Arenado, 105.6 miles per hour off the bat. The Rockies take a 1-0 lead. And that will quiet the crowd here in San Diego early on. Well, Nolan Arenado on pace for at least 162 home runs this year. That'll bring up Daniel Murphy. 1-0 Rockies now on the Arenado solo homer. A strike on the inside corner. Back to our discussion of the advanced metrics. So, yeah, per plate appearance. So basically the whole kitchen sink is thrown into that stat. You look at weather conditions, opposing matchups, the park factors like we talked about. As Murphy pops it down the left field line foul. 24 pitches this inning for Paddock. He's at 68 now, so he's had to work a little bit. It's the 0-2, that's popped foul. Then you have deserved to run average for pitchers. It's DRA minus, which is basically just the opposite. So when you're looking at a stat that ends in plus, 100 is average, higher is above average. And when you look at a stat that ends in minus, like ERA minus or DRA minus, it's actually better to have a lower number than a higher number. Here's the 1-2 offering, and it's high and away. Coming up in the fifth, we're going to talk a little bit about some more of that conversation I alluded to earlier with Jon Gray, and how some of his advanced metrics indicated he had a better 2018 season than the initial numbers, the bottom line results may have indicated. So again, I'm no sabermetrician, but that's just a brief overview of some statistics you might hear us talk about during this regular season Rockies fake real broadcasts. 3-2 to Murphy is swung on and pulled foul. Three-two delivery again. Is grounded to short. Tatis plays the hop, and that'll retire the side. Rockies take a 1-0 lead thanks to number 28, Nolan Arenado, with his first home run of the season. Bottom of the fourth, Fernando Tatis Jr. will lead off. He struck out his first time up against Jon Gray. First pitch is swung on and grounded to first base. Murphy takes it himself. That's out number one. We'll take a quick out like that. Manny Machado base hit his first time up. Pitch number 49 from Gray is a fastball at 98 miles per hour taken high. Machado has good career numbers against Gray, 7 for 19 with a couple home runs. And there's a fastball inside 2-0. .50 pitches now on the day for Gray. And the slider hangs inside. 3 balls, no strikes, the count, with Will Myers waiting on deck. Always a nail-biting event when we see Will Myers on deck against the Rockies. 3-0 to Machado is going to miss low, and it's a 4-pitch walk from Gray to Machado. That does set up the double play combination now. But we haven't seen many double plays grounded into from Will Myers since he joined the Padres against the Rockies. Myers flied out his first time up. First pitch, swing and a miss, chases a fastball out of the zone. comes the 0-1. And a check swing and a breaking ball tailing low and away. Myers does not go. It's 1-1. Swung on and lifted in the air to left. This is fairly deep. Desmond going back. And that ball is gone. 2-run home run for Will Myers gives the Padres a 2-1 lead. He does it to the Rockies again. 103 for the exit velocity on that Myers blast. So 2-1 Padres now, brand new ball game. Brian Dozier, next batter. He takes first pitch just a little bit low with the fastball. 1-0 the count. Dozier struck out his first time up. Pitch number 57 from Gray. Swung on and lined into right field, a base hit. So we'll have a little bit of a conference at the mound now as Steve Foster comes out. As Gray is facing really his first sweat of the day. So a fastball high to Francisco Mejia. Good double play candidate here. The catcher Mejia does not run well. Is in the dirt. That's going to get back to the backstop. But it will come back to Wolters in time to prevent the runner from advancing. That's going to miss, and it's 3-0 now as Gray is struggling to find his command here in the fourth inning. .30 pitch to Mejia is up and in. Ball 4, he walked him. So a pitching visit, then a 4-pitch walk. That's not your recipe for success. Here's Chris Paddock, popped out on a bunt on the very first pitch, trying to lay down a sacrifice his last time up. He'll be trying to do the same again, I think. Yep. And he offers at it and misses for strike 1. And there's a bunt down the third base line. Arenado charges, throws to first, and that will be out number 2. Runners will advance to second and third. So Lagares does his job. Sorry, Paddock does his job. Now we'll see if Lagares can do his. It's 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a flyout. First pitch broke his bat, and it's a ground ball to second base. McMahon's got it, and that'll retire the side. But Will Myers takes the tour for a 2-run shot against the Rockies again, and it makes it a 2-1 Padres lead through 4. Steve Foster talking it over with Rockies manager Bud Black, pitching coach and manager, talking it over what they've seen from John Gray. We have double barrel action in the Padres bullpen. It's Drew Pomeranz, who was just acquired this offseason, and Luis Perdomo. McMahon lead off the top of the 5th against Paddock. He's at 74 pitches. He had to work a little bit last inning. Takes first pitch strike. Neither pitcher had an excellent 4th, both giving up home runs. The only difference came with a runner on base when Will Myers hit his against John Gray. And that is the difference in this one. 0-1 to McMahon is swung on and grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. Leadoff single. That is a great start to this 5th inning.
The left fielder, number 20, Ian Desmond.
Here's Ian Desmond with a runner on first, McMahon. Now Matt Strahm is warming up in the Padres bullpen. As Desmond goes after the first pitch, must have been looking for something else. He swings and misses for strike one. Desmond struck out his first time up. After it was a 3-0 count to begin the at-bat. The pitch swung on and missed. Breaking ball diving down and in. See, 11-year career now for Ian Desmond. Spent with the Washington Nationals, then the Texas Rangers for a year. Now with the Colorado Rockies. 0-2 pitch. It's going to miss outside. Where you see two lefties now in the Padres bullpen, Strahm and Pomeranz. Pomeranz signed a 4-year, $34 million deal with the Padres this offseason to be a reliever. Has some experience starting, as we've seen with the Rockies. 1-2, strike three called. Desmond strikes out for the second time today. That is the 11th strikeout for Paddock.
Now back, catcher, Tony Walker.
And here's Tony Wolters now. Tripled his first time up. He takes first pitch fastball for a strike. There's a swing and a high fly ball to shallow right field. Myers is there. Makes the catch for out number 2. And we'll see if Bud Black will go with John Gray. And he will. So Gray will get a chance to pitch again in the bottom of the 5th. Gray struck out his first time up. Gray, if you remember, back in 2018, hit a big fly to center field home run at Coors Field. Swing and a miss, strike one. Certainly not quite Herman Marquez or Peter Lambert. But there's some pop in this bat. There's a strike, quickly 0-2 on Gray. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That's just unfair. 12 Ks for Paddock. It's 2 on Padres. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Eric Hosmer leads off in the bottom of the 5th against John Gray, who's at 64 pitches. Hosmer has a walk. Came back in the 3rd inning. First pitch up and in with a fastball, 1-0. Velocity's still there, that one at 96. Hosmer has not had success. We talked about some success that the success Myers and Machado have had against Gray, but not so much for Hosmer as we saw those numbers. It's 1-1 count now. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 delivery. That is low with the fastball. Talked earlier about how we spoke to Gray this offseason. Sam Bradfield, the managing editor of Purple Row, did. So back in 2018, Gray had a 5.12 ERA. He was demoted to AAA for a time. At the time he was, that his ERA was at 5.77. As Hosmer swings, let's say fly ball to right. Looks like Blackman got a bad read on it. He's going back. He's at the wall, and that ball's gone. Home run for Eric Hosmer, his first of the season, 106 off the bat. And that makes it 3-1 San Diego Padres. .402 feet. As we look at the 3D vision. So 3-1 Padres as Tommy Pham steps in. First pitch, high, ball 1. So while Gray did struggle with the home run ball a bit in 2018, his strikeout-to-walk ratio is actually among the top 20 in the game among starting pitchers. So line drive right to the second baseman, McMahon, for out number 1. So we talked earlier about DRA minus. For Gray, it was 99, which indicated he was just about league average. His fielding independent pitching was 408. That's over a run lower than his ERA. We asked Gray about how it felt to have those advanced metrics show that he wasn't as bad as the underlying results. As Tatis grounds one to third. Nice snare there by Nolan Arenado on a line drive. So that's out number 2 as Manny Machado steps in. And Gray said it was good to know that there was a lot of bad stuff happening that wasn't just him, but he didn't make any excuses. Gray said it shouldn't have been that bad at all, and he made an effort to get better as Machado takes a strike. One of the things Gray did during the 2018-19 offseason was he took a trip to Driveline, where a lot of pitchers go, and some other Rockies have also gone to improve their pitching using data. There's a line drive base hit into right field. Blackman over to cut it off. Machado on his way to second, and he is out. Nice throw by Blackman and a pretty poor base running decision by Manny Machado. He was out by a wide margin. We're through 5 innings. It's 3-1 Padres after the Eric Hosmer home run. David Dahl leads off the 6th. As Paddock is still out there. Pitch number 86 of the day for him is a changeup outside. Ball 1. Dahl has struck out twice today. He'll be looking to have some better results in this plate appearance. There's a strike. It's 1-1. So we have Jose Castillo, the lefty, and Luis Perdomo, the righty, warming up in the Padres bullpen right now, as they are definitely ready to make the change if they need to move on from Paddock. Dahl grounds it foul. Jace Tingler, the new manager this year for the San Diego Padres. Andy Green is gone. He's now on the coaching staff of the Chicago Cubs, who also have a new manager. It's David Ross, as Joe Madden is now with the Los Angeles Angels. There's a ground ball to second base. Dozier on the backhand in the shift makes the play for out number 1. As we see the pitch count today for Paddock, he's going to have 90 when he throws his next pitch. Really only struggled in that 4th inning. Here's Trevor Story, struck out twice today as well. The Rockies were the only team in the major leagues not to sign a free agent to a guaranteed major league contract this offseason. They did work out an extension, though, a couple extensions, one of which was with Trevor Story. Not really an extension. It just bought out his final 2 years of the arbitration process, so he makes $27.5 million over the next 2 years. It's a strike on the inside corner. And the 1-1 is outside, 2-1 the count. The other quote-unquote extension was signed by Scott Oberg, 3 years, $13 million, with an $8 million club option for 2023. So pitch inside, 3 balls and a strike as Charlie Blackmon waits on deck. The only kind of major league contract was signed to Jose Mujica, who gets a split contract for the league minimum. He does have a couple options, so he was sent down to AAA to begin the year. 3-1 to Trevor Story is high, ball 4, he walked him. 63 of 94 pitches have been strikes for Paddock today.
Number 19, Charlie Blackmon.
And we're going to have a pitching change. Paddock gives up the baseball, but it was a very impressive opening day start for Paddock. 12 strikeouts.
Ladies and gentlemen,
New pitcher is going to be Drew Pomeranz. See what he did last year. 104 innings, a 4.85 ERA. First pitch to Blackman. It's on its way. And that is fouled out of the other way. Pomeranz splitting time last year between the San Francisco Giants and the Milwaukee Brewers was very good for the Brewers. Only had a 2.39 ERA with them. In 26 and a third innings when he went over to the Brewers. Struck out 45. That's nothing to sneeze at. And he parlayed that into a multi-year deal with the Padres. Grounded foul by Blackman. Ball boy gets it. Throw to first, drive back Story. Story has good speed. Really a five-tool player. Elite Gold Glove defense. Power. He can hit for average. Can steal you 20 bases a year. So ground ball snared at first base by Hosmer. Goes the short way. One back to first, double play. And that'll retire the side. So Charlie Blackman grounds into a double play. We go to the bottom of the sixth, 3-1 Padres. Jeff Hoffman is going to be the new pitcher for the Rockies. Let's see what he did last year at a 6.56 ERA in 70 innings, 68 strikeouts to 34 walks. And the NC Almonte is warming up in the bullpen should his services be required. Here's Will Myers, 2-run home run in the fourth inning. That's the difference in this one. Hoffman was a candidate for making this starting rotation, but Rockies ended up wanting to go with him as a long reliever. It's a first pitch strike because you see NC Almonte warming up in the bullpen. There's certainly some question marks about who would make the roster for the Rockies in the pitching side of things. James Pazos was sent down. Fortunately for him, fortunately for Yency, Yency was out of options, so he could not be sent down without his consent, while Pazos could. So Myers swings and misses for strike two. Brian Shaw, Rockies decided to move on from him, at least in our simulation. Myers strikes out. That is out number one.
The batter, second baseman, Ryan Dozier.
So Hoffman certainly has the capability of working multiple innings if necessary. First pitch to Brian Dozier is a slider that stays high. Dozier 1 for 2, base hit in the fourth inning. Here comes a 1-0. And it is grounded foul at the plate. One is lined to left field, a base hit. Desmond over to cut it off. That's a one-out single for Brian Dozier.
Now batting, catcher, Ron Cisco.
Other news from the Rockies this offseason. There was an arbitration hearing for Tony Wolters. Rockies like to avoid those hearings with their players, as most teams do. The Rockies offering $1.9 million, while Wolters, in his second year of eligibility, argued for $2.475 million. And the hearing, the judge obviously agreeing with the Rockies side of things. Francisco Mejia, the batter, takes first pitch, fastball high, ball one. Mejia, former Cleveland Indian. A swing and a miss for strike two.
1-1.
One pitch, swung on and grounded foul. In terms of losses for the Rockies this year, we have three former Rockies who have joined up with the Atlanta Braves on minor league deals. They are Yonder Alonso, Chris Russin, both who we saw last year, and also Tyler Matzik. There's a line drive towards right center field, and that ball's off the top of the wall. Dahl will throw it back in. going to be a double for Mejia.
Your attention, please. Hitting for the Padres, number 5, Greg Garcia.
Runners on second and third now as Greg Garcia will pinch hit. First pitch fastball is low and away, ball 1. Greg Garcia hit .248 with 4 home runs last year. He's known for his on-base ability. He was with the St. Louis Cardinals when he was a member of their organization as well. 1-0 from Hoffman. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Chad Bettis signed a minor league deal with the Yankees this offseason. There's a flare, and that's going to drop for a base hit. It's going to get a run home and make it 4-1 Padres. Little flare single off the bat of pinch hitter Greg Garcia. And the Padres extend their lead. Here's Juan Lagares now. Runners on the corners, 1 out. First pitch is swung on and hit in the air to left. Desmond dives. He can't get it. It's off his glove. It's going to get a run home, and it's 5-1 San Diego now. RBI single for Juan Lagares. We have Yency Almonte, joined now by Carlos Estevez in the Rockies bullpen, as Eric Hosmer steps in for his third at bat. Takes first pitch fastball low and away. Home run back in the 5th inning for Hosmer. Here comes a 1-0 as Hoffman takes a look at second. And the pitch. That's changeup for a strike. DJ Johnson released by the Rockies in order to pursue an opportunity in Japan. Here's the 1-1 from Hoffman. Hosmer swings and lifts a fly ball to right. Blackman's right there. He makes the catch. And that is out number 2. Also this offseason for the Rockies as Tommy Pham steps in, Justin Lawrence, who on the PERP rankings at Purple Row, our Purple Row prospect rankings, try saying that 3 times fast, came in at number 26 on the rankings, but he was suspended 80 games for performance-enhancing drug use. First pitch to Pham is a strike, though Lawrence has denied wrongdoing. But Lawrence had a very good 2018 season and struggled quite a bit when he was promoted to AAA in 2019. 1-1 coming up to Pham. Is swung on and lifted in the air to center. Dahl's going back. He's got a beat on it now, and he will make the catch. That'll retire the side. We're through 6 innings. The Rockies' offense has some work to do as we head to the 7th.
Your attention, please.
Jose Castillo, new pitcher for the San Diego Padres, 2/3 of an inning last year. So not a huge sample to work with. First batter he will face is Nolan Arenado, responsible for driving in the 1 Rockies run today with his solo shot back in the 4th inning. The time that made it 1-0 Rockies. But the Padres have since scored 5 unanswered runs. First pitch from Castillo is taken down the pipe for a called strike. Looking at the Padres offseason, we talked about Pomeranz. Talk about the other 2 major league signings after this pitch. It's high, 1-1. A couple other bullpen additions. Craig Stammen, a 2-year, $9 million deal with a $4 million club option for 2022. And Pierce Johnson, a 2-year, $5 million deal with a 3-year club option for 2022. 1-1 to Arenado is low, 2-1 the count. Fastball down and in. So Arenado's potentially on his way to a leadoff walk here if he gets another pitch out of the zone as Daniel Murphy waits on deck. The 3-1 is high. And that's a leadoff walk to Nolan Arenado as the Rockies need to get some offense going.
The first baseman, number 9, Daniel Murphy.
Daniel Murphy 0 for 2 today, strikeout and a ground out. First pitch is taken for a strike. Some other moves the Padres made. We talked about some of their trades. They acquired Zach Davies and Trent Grisham from the Brewers for Eric Lauer and Luis Urias. Also got Jerks and Profar from the A's for catcher Austin Allen and a player to be named later, who later was named Buddy Reed. They acquired Tommy Pham along with Jake Cronenworth from the Rays for Hunter Renfroe and Xavier Edwards. Swing and a miss. Oh, that was an ugly-looking swing from Daniel Murphy for out number 1.
The batter, the second baseman, Ryan McMahon.
They'll need to go ice that wrist. Ryan McMahon with 1 out and a runner on first, and Nolan Arenado, who took a walk to lead off the inning. There's first pitch fastball for a strike. In the Manuel Margot deal, they also sent Logan Driscoll over to the Rays in exchange for Emilio Pagan. McMahon swings and pops it up towards third base. Machado onto the outfield grass makes the catch. For out number 2.
The left fielder, number 20, Ian Desmond.
And Ian Desmond, who has struck out twice today, will be the final hope in the 7th inning. First pitch is low, ball 1. In terms of who the Padres lost this offseason, they declined the options on Adam Warren and Aaron Loop, and also outrighted Robbie Erlin and Carl Edwards Jr. off their rosters, and they ended up signing minor league deals with other teams. Desmond swings and lifts a high fly ball to right center field. Tracking it down is Lagares, and that ball's off the wall. Arenado on his way home, and he is safe. That's an RBI double for Ian Desmond, and it's 5-2. First hit and first RBI, first extra base hit, first double. Bunch of firsts for Ian Desmond. Tony Walters will bat now as Luis Perdomo and the closer Kirby Yates, who are warming up in the Padres bullpen now. First pitch strike to Walters. Also, who the Padres lost was Travis Jankowski, who was traded to the Cincinnati Reds this offseason. Walters flares one down the left field line. Machado can't get it, and that's a fair ball. Desmond will score. It's an RBI double for Tony Walters, who has really flared one down the line a couple times today. Once for a triple, once for a double. And now it is a 5-3 ball game. Don't go away just yet. That must have landed right on the chalk. New pitcher for the Padres is Emilio Pagan. We just talked about him being coming over in that trade with the Rays. 2.31 ERA in 70 innings last year. That's a very good number. 0.83 whip. 4-2 record for those of you who like the win. See, we'll talk about some more traditional stats. 96 strikeouts. We have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Elias Diaz. So Bud Black will use the remaining catcher on his bench to pinch hit here. Diaz had a very good spring. First pitch to him is a cutter for a strike. Bunch of minor league deals that the Padres signed this offseason. Jared Eichhoff, Gordon Beckham, Kyle Bearclaw, Jimmy Yacobonis. The 0-1 to Diaz is high and away. So Diaz was non-tendered by the Pittsburgh Pirates after a year in which he hit .241. but he has shown over the past few seasons to be able to hit lefties. Maybe not so much last year, but he has it in him. There's a flare to first base, and that'll be caught by Hosmer, and that'll retire the side. 7th inning stretch time here on opening day at Petco Park. It is 5-3 Padres.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the traditional 7th inning stretch. Your attention, please.
Carlos Estevez, new pitcher for the Rockies. Very good year last year, a real breakout campaign for Estevez. 72 innings, a 3.75 ERA. Jake McGee is warming up in the bullpen. First batter Estevez will face is Fernando Tatis Jr. First pitch is swung on and missed, strike one. In a really disappointing year for the bullpen, to say the least, in 2019. Estevez and Jairo Diaz were two very significant bright spots, along with Scott Oberg when he was able to stay healthy. There's a flare to second base. McMahon will catch that one easily for out number one.
Now batting, third baseman.
And they were Estevez and Diaz going into the season. You didn't really know what you were going to get from them. Estevez had closed a little bit a few years ago as Tyler Kinley has now joined Jake McGee up in the bullpen for double barrel action out there. First pitch to Manny Machado from Estevez is low. But Estevez didn't pitch at all in the major leagues in 2018. Diaz didn't know when exactly he was going to return to the big leagues after injuries almost derailed his career. But both of them were very significant bright spots for the Rockies in 2019. In a year where, well, yeah, David Dahl, Nolan Arenado, John Gray, Trevor Story, Charlie Blackmon, Herman Marquez all performed.
That's ball three.
Weren't a whole lot of breakout performers. Sam Hilliard showed some success in the very tail end of the season. So cool thing about this broadcast, there's no ads, unless you count all the product placement for Nike on the players' uniforms. But we go right into the next half inning. Outside ball four, and Machado walks on 4 pitches.
The right fielder.
And that brings up Will Myers.
Myers.
As Bud Black watches on. 2-run home run back in the 4th inning for Will Myers. That remains the difference in this ballgame as the Rockies got a couple runs back in the top of the 7th. First pitch is outside ball 1.
Oh, that's off the plate.
Well, Estevez has figured out Myers, if you look at the very small 1-for-7 sample size. So a Rockies pitcher has been able to get him out. It's a changeup outside, and it's 2-0. So 6 straight out of the zone now for Estevez. (2-0) is swung on and fouled. 98-mile-per-hour fastball from Estevez. And swing and a miss. Count evens at 2. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and it is high, 100 miles per hour on the gun. As Brian Dozier waits on deck. The 3-2 is outside ball 4. He walked him. So 2 straight walks now from Estevez, and there are 2 runners on with 1 out.
The second baseman, Brian Dozier.
Bring up Brian Dozier, 2 for 3, a couple of base hits today. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one.
The count.
Here's the 0-1. And check swing.
Count. 0-2.
And he went too far, according to the home plate umpire. It's 0-2 quickly on Dozier. A good place to be after 2 straight walks. The 0-2.
Ball.
Slider low and away does not get him to chase.
1-2.
One-two offering is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. First strikeout of the day for Estevez, and there are 2 outs now.
Catcher, Francisco Mejia.
Francisco Mejia will step in now. He's had a good day out of the number 8 slot in the batting order. He takes first pitch strike. Double and a run scored. There's a slider down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. One is swung on and missed, strike 2, and now Estevez is 1 good pitch away from getting out of this jam. Getting his team back up to bat again. The 1-2, swung on and lifted in the air to left. Desmond is going back. He's at the track, and that ball is gone. 3-run home run for Francisco Mejia. His first of the year. New pitcher for the Rockies is Yency Almonte, 34 innings last year and a 5.56 ERA. 29 strikeouts. Again, he was a favorite to make the opening day roster, not necessarily because of performance. He had a bit of a rough spring, but he's out of options, so he could not be optioned without his consent. Oh, it's 8-3 Padres now as Josh Naylor will pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. And he takes first pitch fastball high, ball 1. There's a fastball away, 2-0 the count. And a fastball outside, 3-0 with Juan Lagares waiting on deck. The 3-0 pitch is in for a strike.
Counted 3-1.
Here comes a 3-1, and that is low, ball 4. So not what you wanted to see from Almonte after the 3-run home run, and then he's called on from the bullpen, delivers a first batter he faces, draws a walk. Here's Juan Lagares, 1 for 4 RBI single as his 1 hit today. Yency Almonte's first pitch is outside with the fastball, ball 1. Swung on and grounded foul down the third base line. Almonte into his windup. The pitch is in for a strike. And it is 1-2 on Lagares. Swinging a ground ball foul at the plate. And we'll do it again. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That will retire the side, but not before a 3-run home run for Francisco Mejia puts the Padres up 8-3. We're through 7 innings in San Diego.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Matt Strom, new pitcher for the Padres, or just a starter at times last year, 114 and 2/3 innings. Well, the Rockies need 5? Yes, 5. 5 runs to tie this game. David Dahl, so we're back to the top of the order. That's a good place to start if you want to get some offense going. First pitch from Strom is swung on and lined down the left field line, foul. So the 1 through 4 of the Rockies of Dahl, Story, Blackman, Arenado really can go toe-to-toe with any 1 through 4 in the game. There's a swing and a miss. So a quick 0-2 count on Dahl. And really, Murphy, if he's going right, and McMahon, if he's going right, can make it a 1 through 6 to be envied. Ground ball weakly back to the mound. Strom picks it up, throws to first, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the 8th. Wanted to talk to you about some things you can still find on purplerow.com during the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic. As Trevor Story steps to the plate, to a walk in the 6th inning. Purple Row is still definitely publishing. Maybe not real live games going on, but we're certainly broadcasting these games for you. You can also check out our State of the Position series where all of our writers, not all of them, most of our writers took a look at the different positions, including bullpen, starting pitching, all the defensive positions on the infield, outfield, and the front office, manager, general manager. You have a look at all of those. You also, if you haven't already, want to look at the fantastic job that Jeff Burley has done with, as always, every year, ranking the top Purple Row prospects. Pitch to Story is taken low. See today's attendance, 33,499. So much for social distancing. Also, our daily rock piles on purplerow.com. You can definitely find articles and discussion there every day of the year. Story swings and skies one in the air to center. This is deep. Back at the wall. That is caught by Lagares, crashing into the wall. And that is out number 2.
The right fielder, Charlie Blackman.
I'll leave it up to Charlie Blackman, who's 0 for 3 today. Also on Purple Row, we have our podcast, Affected by Altitude. We had a new episode out Monday. And Renee Deckert, one of our editors at Purple Row, will be releasing one of her book reviews shortly. She did a review of The MVP Machine around a year ago now, and was really insightful. As Blackman grounds one and beats the shift into left field for a base hit. He's going to try for 2. The throw by Pham is not in time. Blackman's in there with a 2-out double. Bit of a risky play there down by 5 runs with 2 outs in the 8th. But Blackman, it paid off for him. But it was very insightful to look at Renee's book review of The MVP Machine. And really, honestly make sense of some things that we didn't know about the Rockies before. And I'm sure this next book review will be just as exciting. So definitely go to purplerow.com. There's certainly plenty to check out, even when the world has been put on postponement. Nolan Arenado will bat now. And the first pitch is taken, a strike on the inside corner. There's a pitch inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 is taken low. It's a good hitters count for Arenado now, 2-1.
Ball 3.
Low and away, 3 balls and a strike. Daniel Murphy waiting on deck.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Here's the 3-1 delivery. And that's grounded to second base. Dozier's got it, and that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-3 Padres. Bottom of the 8th, Eric Hosmer will lead off. He's 1 for 3 with a solo home run today. Yency Almonte's still out there. First pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner with a slider. I want to give a shout out to some of the unseen or lesser known members of the coaching staff for the Rockies. You have Jeff Salazar, assistant hitting coach. Bullpen coach Darryl Scott. Steve Merriman was promoted to being minor league pitching coordinator, who John Gray has spoken very highly of. That's yanked foul by Hosmer. It's 0-2. Merriman was the Hartford Yard Goats pitching coach, but has been promoted to minor league pitching coordinator. There's a pitch inside with a slider. John Gray talked about his trip to Driveline and how it was really cool to see how it all works when you break down how you throw and with the data. And he said Steve Merriman is just a great part of continuing that and really breaking down the analytics to a way that players can understand it, and that's the goal. 1-2. He swung on and pulled towards first base. It's a fair ball. Murphy makes the play. It's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now back.
Bullpen catchers for the Rockies are Aaron Munoz and Kyle Cunningham, Brian Jordan, strength and conditioning coach, and Keith Duggar, the trainer. Tommy Pham is 0 for 4 in his Padres debut. And the first pitch from Almonte is taken for a strike. Almonte also can give you multiple innings. He and Hoffman, the 2 relievers in the bullpen who are best suited for that. Almonte was used as a starter quite a bit in AAA when he was with Albuquerque. Transitioned over to a reliever as his best shot at making the big leagues. The 1-1. That's a fastball high, 1-2 the count. The 1-2, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Yency has looked nice ever since coming in. That's his second strikeout of the day.
Number 23.
Fernando Tatis Jr. will bat with 2 outs. He takes first pitch low, ball 1. Tatis 0 for 4 as well. Swung on and lifted in the air to left. Desmond's got a beat on it. He makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Rockies go to the top of the 9th, needing 5 runs to tie this game. They have Murphy, McMahon, and Desmond due up.
Your attention, please.
Luis Perdomo is on the hill. 72 innings last year, an ERA of 4, 55 strikeouts, only 18 walks. That's good. 121 FIP and a 2-4 whip. Sorry, not FIP. Thinking about all these advanced stats. Daniel Murphy's 0 for 3 today. He will be the leadoff batter in the 9th. First pitch is swung on and lifted in the air to right. It's hooking down the line. It's a fair ball headed toward the corner. Murphy on his way to second. He is in there with a leadoff double. It's a good start to the 9th inning for the Rockies.
The batter, number 24, second baseman, Ryan McMahon.
McMahon, the batter. Of course, Rockies fans will remember Luis Perdomo from his... There's a flare caught by the shortstop Tatis for out number 1. The brawl that was incited when Rockies and Padres got tired of hitting each other. Well, Nolan Arenado got tired of getting hit by the Padres, and Luis Perdomo threw one towards his direction. Arenado said, that's enough of this, went out and charged the mound. And the rest, as they say, is history. Ian Desmond bats. He swings at the first pitch, grounds it up the middle into center field, a base hit. Murphy's going to be waved around third. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. RBI single for Ian Desmond. Makes it an 8-4 ball game as Daniel Murphy crosses the plate.
The catcher, Tony Walker.
That will bring up Tony Wolters. Oh yes, Diaz already used as a pinch hitter in this game. First pitch, Wolters swings and flares it foul towards the seats. We've seen him get kind of jammed and go the other way twice today, and a couple times it's resulted in a triple and a double. So who knows if this one goes extra innings, we could be looking at a cycle for Tony Wolters. Already got the hard parts over, right? Well, home run might be difficult. Quickly 0-2 on Wolters. Here's the pitch, and it is lined right to the third baseman, Machado. That's out number 2. Rockies down to their final out. And the pinch hitter in the pitcher's spot will be Raimel Tapia. We'll get our first look at him in 2020.
Raimel Tapia.
First pitch, strike. Tapia last year hit .275 with 9 home runs. The 0-1 is swung on and grounded to short. 6-4 on the force out, and that is your ball game. Rockies going down 8-4 to the Padres here on opening day. So there will not be an undefeated season for the Rockies. Maybe for the Padres, but not for the Rockies. They will not be going 162-0. We'll see who the player of the game might be. Chris Paddock had an excellent start, struck out 12 batters. Will Myers came through with a big home run. Francisco Mejia came through with a crushing blow, the final 3-run shot. John Gray did not pitch poorly today. He comes away with the loss. Chris Paddock gets the win. And the player of the game is indeed Francisco Mejia. Well, thank you for tuning in. This has been fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this broadcast. And we will be back with another one in short order here as we're trying to get as many of these in as we can. Thank you for tuning into this broadcast from Purple Row. This has been Ben Kuchner-Kavich.